Hey everybody, it's Nikki with Delicate Tension Tarot. This is going to be a reading for the sign of Aries today, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or if you just have a lot of dominant Aries placements in your chart. If you're unsure of what is in your chart, you can always download the CoStar app. It's a really nice app to have. It'll show you your entire chart, including your natal house, as well as give you daily information or insight into maybe what your strengths and weaknesses are going to be for that day. Or if you would like to, you can go to cafeastrology.com and get a free version of your birth chart that way. Obviously, there's a lot going on in the world right now, hence I now have more time to dedicate to this, especially since I'm not working. So what I have done is I've launched my website. If you would like a reading through me, you can go to that website directly and book a reading that way. If you are being financially impacted, I am more than happy to help or negotiate something for you, because I am here to help people right now through whatever they are experiencing personally, whether that's mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. I'm here to help you. Let me think, what else do I want to say? Oh yeah, also, all the decks that I use, I'm going to be providing links down below, so if you would like to purchase a deck from that person or check out their other products or follow their own personal YouTube channels, that is there as well. They are small business owners, so they are definitely going to be heavily impacted at this time. So yeah, check everything out in the description box below. There is a link to my Instagram through my website for where I do daily card pulls, as well as a kind of choose your own adventure, pick a card reading once every week. And yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all I've got. So a little bit about what's going on right now. We do have Saturn moving into Aquarius, which is really helping us focus on humanitarian efforts or more of a collective community-based mindset, and not being so focused on the self or what it is that we can gain solely. That's going to be retrograding back into Capricorn, I think in June or July, until the end of the year, and then we'll be moving forward again in Aquarius in 2021. We have the full moon in Libra on the 7th of this month. That's going to be a full moon that's highlighted around relationships, partnerships of all kinds, but really it's more so about where you can bring balance into your life and what can help you most. So let's see what is going on for Aries for the month of, or not month of April, for the first 2 weeks of April, 1st to the 15th. What is going on for Aries here? We have the Emperor with the Nine of Wands and the Fool. So there's a lot of energy there for you right now. You could really be finding your own stability and the ways in which you are holding yourself accountable or holding yourself responsible for what it is that you need in your life. This could possibly be through some trials and tribulations, because there is this essence in the Nine of Wands of needing to protect yourself or be guarded or set boundaries. But with the Fool, you're being really open to the challenges that you're currently facing. I think that once you can be out of this energy, you're really hoping to take a leap of faith towards what it is that you know is going to help you in your life, or help you create a sense of responsibility to yourself. You're really coming into your own and understanding what it is that you need to do. So let's see what the energy is that's blocking you. We have the Hanged Man. So you might be in a position or a situation, like most of us are, where you can't necessarily make a move right now. The Hanged Man is a card that is all about staying in one place or being in suspended animation, where you kind of have to act as the observer, and there's not really much that you can necessarily do or say at this time. The Hanged Man for me is somebody who kind of observes their environment, and they wait until the time is right to make a move or to move forward. What's happening in your subconscious? Ten of Wands. So there's a lot of burdens that you're wanting to put down right now. I think that you've definitely quite possibly been doing some traveling as well. The Ten of Wands usually is a card of travel, and in this card in particular, you can see that there's a winding road behind him that's coming from this mountain range. So you could have traveled a far distance, whether that's literally or figuratively. Either way, there's a lot of baggage that you've been carrying that you're kind of, wherever it is that you're at, you're really laying that to rest. I think you're still working through it though, because the Nine of Wands is in your present energy. You still might need, you might still need to do some work in terms of letting some of those things go. So let's see what's happened in the recent past for you. We have the Queen of Wands. You might have been in an energy where you actually were finding your creative power, your creative ability. You might have been tapping into more of what it is that you could do for yourself, and you really were probably actually in a pretty good place. I feel like you were really learning to take charge of your life in a different way. You could have also kind of been a beacon for others, or you had other people who were coming to you for advice. The Queen of Wands is a bit of a magic maker here, and if this isn't you, this might be somebody that you're dealing with. You could also have a very strong or present feminine force in your life that's either a Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius. Let's see what's happening in your higher self. Three of Swords, so there is some heartache that you're working on. There is some things that you're still letting go of and you're still grieving. I think you're really allowing yourself to feel or express pain at this time, because this definitely gives me a sense of physical grieving. You're going to be purging a lot, I think, in your present and your future. So let's see what's happening in your near future here. We have the Ace of Cups, Six of Wands in reverse, so I do think your heart's going to be opening in a different way. Maybe you're going to be very open about the things that you were disappointed by. Maybe you're going to be really open about the ways in which you feel you failed, or in the ways that you don't feel like your life has been as victorious as it could be. This could definitely be around the home environment, because the Six of Wands in the upright for me is usually a card of like coming home or being welcome home. Either way, like I said, I do think you're going to be doing some physical expression of that grieving. So let's see what's happening in your emotional sector. We have the Lovers, so you could be thinking about somebody very important to you. If this isn't about a specific individual, this is more about how you can become more whole within yourself. And I do think through this act of opening up your heart and really communicating what it is that you've experienced or been through, or even the way that you're feeling right now, I think it's going to put you a little more back into balance with yourself. There's an interesting mixture of feminine and masculine energy here, so I think you might be oscillating between both of those. Maybe favoring one or the other more so at certain times. Let's get a couple more cards here for your emotional environment. Two of Swords, so yeah, I think you're going to be making a decision. Either surrounding how you can deal with how you're feeling within yourself, or how you can deal with a specific partnership. You might also feel very confused right now, because I feel like you don't have much to go off of, and you're really having to rely on how you feel or what it is that you know deep down inside. And we have the Page of Cups in reverse. So I don't think you're going to be making any offers anytime soon. I don't think you're really going to be reaching out to anybody, especially if it is somebody that's on your mind. I think you're making a choice to not be the one who initiates communication. It's almost like you're saving your love for yourself. Or maybe you're saving your love for someone who you feel deserves it. Let's see what's happening around you. What are the external influences in your environment? Seven of Wands, there could be a lot of arguments or competition or a sense of having to protect your space. We have Death. Things might be changing in your environment. And we have the King of Wands in reverse. This could be dealing with a masculine or father figure. I do see that if this is, like I said, if it's not about you being in a relationship, it could be about a relationship around you or a marriage around you. Maybe you favor your mother over your father. it does look like, though, that somebody's going to be possibly protecting or defending themselves, either against you, maybe it's against what others have to say. And I think it's almost like this question of wondering if this person will ever change. Because they're not necessarily stepping up to the plate right now. Not in the way that they need to, at least. They're not really acting with integrity. It's actually shows up as more of a means of control. So let's see what's in your hopes and fears. Seven of Pentacles in reverse. I think you're a little afraid you might have to start from scratch. There's a bit of a similar energy in the hopes and fears, I think, for the, I can't remember if it was the Pisces or Aquarius video, but if you have that in your chart, you might want to check that out. Yeah, Five of Swords in reverse. I think there's a part of you that's a little worried that you're never going to really reap the benefits of what you worked hard for, especially as it pertains to in this environment. Yeah, strength. I feel like you don't really have the energy to deal with it anymore. And let's see what the far-reaching outcome and advice is here. We have the Chariot in reverse, so you might be in a position where you can't really do anything right now or move forward in the way that you'd like to, at least for the next 2 weeks. Yeah, Knight of Cups in reverse. There's a bit of an issue of being able to go in the direction of your desire. That's a lot, but I'll take them. We have the Four of Swords. I do think you're going to be busy, though. I don't think you're going to be resting. Three of Wands, because I think you are planning a way out. Justice. I think that you're in the position that you're in right now so that you can achieve some form of balance or justice back in your life. And whatever it is, it's around a long-standing major issue. And then we have the Hierophant, and you might be doing it in an unconventional way. There's a little bit of a rebellious energy here. So I think whatever stance you're taking, it's going to seem like it's a form of rebellion. But really it's just, I think, kind of like the phrase I'm getting is either like radical self-acceptance or radical change. It's almost like it's radical movement. There's some sort of direction that you're going to take that's not necessarily conventional. Okay, so I'm only going to clarify some of these. I kind of want to open up what's going on in the Ten of Wands. Let's clarify the Ten of Wands here in your subconscious. We have the Tower, Ace of Swords, and we have the World. So yeah, there was an unexpected event that recently happened. I think for you to reconnect back to some serious karmic life issues or lessons, that it's almost like the truth needed to be revealed, or you needed to discover the truth for yourself, and you were being put into that situation through very interesting circumstances that kind of forced you to be back in that situation so that you can ultimately find closure. Let's clarify the Three of Swords here. Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, going back to the issue of fear. It's not that you're never going to be able to reap the benefits of the work that you've done, or that you're going to have to start from scratch, but I think it's like you're going to have to take a specific piece of what your experience has been and take it elsewhere and kind of plant the seeds there in order to grow a new crop. Because it's not that you didn't reap anything from this. I just think it's almost like the parts of it that have kind of gone rotten, or the parts of it that you can't yield anything from, need to be laid to rest. Yeah, Ten of Swords, it needs to be laid to rest. It's time for it to be done. Because whatever it was adding to your unhappiness. It was really getting in the way of your freedom. So let's clarify the Ace of Cups here. We have the ace, or not the ace, the 8 of Pentacles. We have the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. We have the Lovers. All right. We have the Ace of Pentacles, so it was in there. And then we have the 3 of Swords. So yeah, I think through healing these issues, especially if they're long-standing issues that are tied to really strong karmic lessons or even karmic bonds, the Ace of Cups, when you finally release that and when you finally open your heart and you know what it is that you need to do or work on, that's where you're going to find your abundance. That's where you're going to find the certainty within your life or in your relationships. And I think you have a new beginning that's coming up for you, but I feel like you have to move through the healing. Let's clarify the 6 of Wands in reverse. High Priestess. I don't even, whenever she shows up, I'm like, I don't have to say anything else. There's going to be some uncomfortable issues that are going to be addressed. I think things that haven't been spoken about, and if they have been spoken about, it wasn't in the context where everybody was aware, because I feel like this is more of a collective unit and not a singular one. But I also feel like your intuition knows, like you know the direction that you're meant to go in. We have the Moon. Even though there's some uncertainty there, you know the direction that you're meant to go in. I almost feel like that you're going to feel it. It's going to be a very strong emotional pull. There could be a climax of this energy around the full moon on the 7th this month. So really we want to look at, you know, maybe the 7th through to the next new moon cycle. So let's clarify some of these cards in your environment. Let's clarify the 7 of Wands here. We have the Queen of Cups. Somebody might not be listening to the way that you feel. Let's clarify Death. We have the 7 of Swords. Somebody's kind of, you know, maybe in the past they were refusing to speak the truth, but I think they're going to get caught. And I feel like the change that's coming is that the truth is going to be revealed. Let's clarify the King of Wands in reverse. Yeah, we have the 5 of Wands. And then we have Justice. So I do think that the things that you need to come full circle, the scales that need to be balanced, I think that's going to be happening for you. Because I feel like it's almost as if the way that your heart is feeling right now and the things that are going to be coming out of you, those feelings are not going to be able to be ignored, not by you or anybody else in your environment. So in the far-reaching outcome, let's clarify the Chariot and the King of Cups in reverse. 8 of Cups, yeah, you've come full circle to deal with an issue that needs to be dealt with. And you're not going to be able to move forward until that happens. Let's clarify the 4 of Swords in reverse and the 3 of Wands in the upright. Queen of Swords, it's going to require you to use your logic or your mental capabilities at this time, maybe even your communication. You know the things that you need to do, so it's just about putting them into action now. And I think it's also like you know what you need to say. And you know that it might hurt. Let's clarify Justice in the Hierophant in reverse here. We have the 6 of Swords, the Knight of Cups, and the 2 of Cups. So there is going to be some forward movement here. Maybe even when it comes to that justice being served and you being able to move forward, it's kind of like through this radical self-acceptance, you'll bring healing to your most personal and most important relationships. I think there's a lot of forgiveness that's going to be coming in and a lot of healing. But I think it requires you to understand, know your truth, speak it, and then absorb it for yourself. So let's see what some overall confirmation cards are. I'm going to be using the Fuzzy Prism Oracle by Holly Simple. What's the message here for Aries? We have share. So open up and share your feelings. Also share with your community. I feel like this is so similar to Pisces reading in certain ways. Acceptance. And then we have dream. So this is the opportunity for you to clear out that old baggage and the things that no longer really do anything for you. Find some karmic completion so that you can move forward towards your dreams. I also think, I feel like it's like your dreams are going to be coming true. We have slow and steady. So you're going to be progressing here, but understand that these things are going to take time. It's not going to be as quick as you think. Burning the midnight oil. You also might be working really diligently on certain things in your life, certain projects, maybe even this plan for whatever this way out is. And then we have open up your heart. It's kind of self-explanatory for everything that I've said. Final deck I'm going to use is going to be the deck of character. I have the link to her YouTube page as well as her website if you want to check it out. 3 final messages here for Aries. We have farmer. Drunken sailor in reverse. Gold mine. And we have weirdo. So I really do feel like this radical change, this kind of defiant, rebellious nature, there's a way to merge it with whatever it is that you're working on. I think there's some untapped potential, or even some, oddly enough, it's kind of like buried treasure that you're going to be discovering through this process and through this period of healing. There's a lot of work to do, but you're going to be doing it for sure. And I think you're going to be coming out on the other side of this feeling a lot more whole than you have been in a long time. Okay, Aries, thank you for joining me. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, comment down below if you want to share your experience. And obviously check back in with me. I'm going to be posting more than usual. And yeah, thank you for joining me, and make sure to check out everything in the description box below, and I'll see you guys next time.